Hey, true seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Real quick, we're going to cover three headlines from March 6th, 2017. The death of Robert Osborne of Turner Classic Movies, the bizarre injury of Andrew Bogut in his debut game for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Republicans unveiling their new health care reform 45 days after Donald Trump, the 45th president, took office. So let's start here with the death of Robert Osborne, known for working for Turner Classic Movies, Ted Turner Company out of Atlanta, Georgia. They said he died yesterday, March 6th, but no news article has said what his cause of death is. I was going to put out a video yesterday. I thought I'd wait until today to see what the cause of death is. It still isn't out. So I'm going to show you what is so interesting about him dying yesterday, March 6th, 2017. Also, what's interesting about the name Robert in light of working for a TV broadcasting company out of Atlanta. Of course, the owner of Turner Television is Ted Turner, who was born Robert Turner, another Robert. Something very interesting about the name Robert and Atlanta, which we'll cover right now. Robert Turner, Robert Osborne, who was an employee of Robert Turner, has died at age 84, right? Robert dead at 84. In the language of gematria, the name Robert has gematria both 84 and 33. His initials, Robert Osborne, RO, also form a 33, just like the letter pairing ATL, the abbreviation for Atlanta, ATL 33, Atlantis 33, what Atlanta's named after. Atlanta on the 33rd parallel, the 84th meridian. I was talking a lot about 84 in regards to the Falcons Super Bowl before they played in it. The Atlanta Falcons were just in their second Super Bowl. They've now been in 33 and 51. Add those two numbers together. You're at 84. There's something called the Jesuit order, the Masonic order within the Catholic Church. The word Jesuit equals 84. Their colors are red and black like the Falcons. And lo and behold, the owner of the Falcons, Arthur Blank, his birthday is the same as the Jesuit orders. Likely not a coincidence. So anyhow, Robert Osborne dead at 84. 84, this special number to the nation, United States of America equals 84. There's a book called 1984 written after World War II. It's about a futuristic nation's always at war. All it took to rule over the people was beer, football, and gambling. You never read the book 1984. Check it out. Words such as Masonry, Zionism, and Jesuit all have gematria of 84. Very significant number to the history of this nation. A nation founded by Freemasons, Zionists, Jesuits. Also, Turner Broadcasting. Out of Georgia, there's only two states that have gematria of 44. One's Georgia, the other's Wisconsin. Remember the NFC Championship, Georgia versus Wisconsin? Atlanta advancing with 44 points. Something I talked about more than a year before the Super Bowl. Those were my early frontrunners in the NFC for the Super Bowl last year, more than a year before it was played, because the Super Bowl date was on a date with 44 numerology. But anyway, Georgia and Ted Turner, the owner of Turner Broadcasting, he goes by the name Ted Turner, they both sum to 44. Ted Turner owns CNN. CNN broadcast nationally through Comcast and other cable outlets as Channel 44. Anyway, the divisors of the number 44, you take all the numbers that divide into 44, they also sum to 84, like the age Robert Osborne died at. Remember, Barack Obama, number 44. The name Obama in Jewish gematria equals 84. His birthday is August 4th, 8/4, the 44th president of the United States of America with these 84 connections. Dead at 84. A cause of death has not been announced, and all mainstream outlets have been reporting the same thing. Even this morning, I cannot find his cause of death. So he died yesterday, March 6th. We're going to get to why March 6th So interesting. So his birthday is May 3rd, 1932, born in Colfax, Washington. For those of you who use the Gematrinator calculator, go type in Colfax, Washington and see what you see. Little bonus gematria. Down below, I'll link the calculator if you want to try it out. But anyhow, this man died 58 days before his 85th birthday. He would have turned 85 May 3rd, 2017. He died 58 days before his 85th birthday. 5'8", a reflection of 8'5". 58, a special number. Washington, the state, has gematria 58. He was born in Washington State. Freemasonry in gematria sums to 58, so does secret society. Very important number. United States has gematria 58. This man died 58 days before his 85th birthday. His name in gematria, Robert Osborne, also sums to 67. Freemasonry has the 67 connection as well. So does the word blood sacrifice. We often see suspicious deaths by this number. February 2016, I put out a video about the death of Vanity, her suspicious death just before the 58th Grammys. I showed the parallels between her and Prince, her former boyfriend, in numbers, and said why we might be reading about the death of Prince soon. Talk specifically about the number 67. Prince and Vanity died a span of 67 days apart, and that was something I talked about months before Prince was reported dead by the numbers. So Robert Osborne, name gematria connecting to blood sacrifice, Freemasonry, numbers we often see around death. From the day he died to his upcoming birthday, you could also call it a span of 59 days, another number related to killing, and his birth numerology is also 59. So interesting that he dies a span of 59 days as well. His date of passing yesterday was a date with 46 numerology, number connected to sacrifice. Also a number that had a lot to do with Super Bowl 51, which the Falcons just lost to the Patriots by the numbers, as predicted in advance. All videos you can go back and watch on my channel. But we're going to talk more about the significance of the date of the Super Bowl and the date he died. I just want you to know that the date numerology connects to words such as 51, Patriots, Houston, Texas, where Super Bowl 51 was just played. And as I've explained, these sports championships, they often come with ritual sacrifice before the game, in close proximity to the game, even the day of the game. 2 Super Bowls ago, they announced that the part owner of the Giants died just moments before kickoff. Mara from the New York Giants. The last time there was a Super Bowl in that stadium, the Giants had won it there. But these deaths, they happen before, during, and after, and this death very well could be connected. But look at this. From his last birthday, his 84th birthday, May 3rd, 2016, which was a date with 44 numerology, the divisors of 44 sum to 84, perfect day for his 84th birthday, to yesterday, his date of death was 307 days. If you do the full span, it becomes 44 weeks. See, this is 307 days later, or a span of 308 days, which would also be 44 weeks. The word kill equals 44, like Georgia. We've established 44 and 84. But this 307, look at this. 307 days later, 307 is the 63rd prime number, and he died on March 6th, which in most parts of the world is written 6/3. The word Freemason in Jewish gematria is also 307. And this is what it is. It's masonry running the show and murdering people ritualistically by the numbers. Either that or having them all fake their deaths by the numbers. I don't know what having the advantage of an 84-year-old man fake his death is, though. Was he still working for Turner Classic Movies? Maybe he was. Maybe this allows him to completely exit the stage. But, something's going on here. The way all these things just work out, so nicely. Each time we look at them, these mainstream reported deaths, when they're the front page news or a top headline, every time we take a look, the numbers are undeniable. We were also talking about base 8, octal. You see how this is octal of 199? This means in base 8, 199 is 307. 199 is the 46th prime, and he died on a date with 46 numerology, connecting to sacrifice and also connecting to his partner. There was articles written about how he was gay and he's survived by his partner. We'll get to that in a moment. Real quick, him dying on March 6th. Turner Classic Movies is known as TCM, which happens to have gematria of 36. In the US, we write March 6th 3/6. His last name, Osborne, also has this parallel in numbers to death and killing. The word death has gematria of 38. We saw that it was also a span of 308 days. Lose the 0 in the middle, right back to 38. So from the Super Bowl, which the Falcons lost in, that are out of Atlanta, where Turner Broadcasting is, to the date this man died was 29 days. And football has gematria of 29. 29 days after the big football game, or 4 weeks and 1 day. Super Bowl also has the gematria of 41. Another article written here about who he survived by. His partner, David Staller. I'm guessing Staller's not the real last name. I'm sure the real last name ends in Berg or Steen. You see that he's from New York and involved in theatrics. We know who runs that industry. David Staller, named gematria 46, just like the date he died on. And I don't want to speculate. I mean, perhaps David Staller's an innocent party and it's just a coincidence, or perhaps not. The world of show business, the world of money, it's a world of sickness. Money causes people to sell out. Money causes people to put money before all else, other people's lives, and everything else. I mean, look at what's going on in this world. I don't have to explain it to people. But no cause of death. Most people say, well, he was 84. That's a nice long life. That's longer than the average lifespan, but makes it all the easier to get away with murder by numbers, because no one's going to question the death of an 84-year-old man, right? Just say he died in his sleep, as they so often say. But when you look at the numbers and the significance of the numbers, looks beyond coincidence to me. All right, so news headline number 2. Andrew Bogut, who played for the Golden State Warriors, the team the Cleveland Cavaliers have faced on the last twice NBA Finals by the numbers, as predicted, before it happened, right here on this channel, which you can go back and watch. His first game with the Cleveland Cavaliers, in the opening minute, people are giving me all sorts of numbers that he played. Less than 2 minutes, 58 seconds. If people are reporting that it's 58 seconds that Andrew Bogut played, let's just cover that real quick. A number of people have commented that he only played 58 seconds before the injury. His last team was Golden State and Oakland, right? Oakland's 58, and Golden State also has the gematria of 58. Number of Freemasonry, number of secret society. Isn't it interesting how Freemasonry is 58 and 59 in reverse? We were just talking about this with Osborne. Died 58 days before his birthday, or a span of 59 days. Just so when you play around with this gematria calculator, it just becomes undeniable who created this language and who created this nation. If anyone has HBO or a way to watch Westworld, check out that show. That show is trying to clue us into our existence, our purpose here. But anyway, Andrew Bogut reportedly injured in the first minute of playing. Some sources saying 58 seconds, which could very well be a tribute to Golden State, Oakland. But anyway, here's what it is. They said Andrew Bogut has a fractured tibia, which he suffered as soon as he took the court, pretty much. Look at this. Andrew, 65. Bogut, 65. Fractured tibia, 65. If you write out the word 7, I was just thinking about this because LeBron has a chance to go to 7 straight NBA Finals. 765. If LeBron goes to the finals this year, that'll be 7 straight. 7 represents completion. I want to show you something about the number 7 real quick, too, in regards to LeBron's season. 7 is the 4th prime number, right? 7 is the fourth prime number. So 4 and 7 have a relationship. And Ohio is the only state with simple English gematria of 47 that's in the NBA. This is the Cavs' 47th season, and the first professional basketball championship in this country was won by the Philadelphia Warriors in 47. With regards to 47 in Ohio, the star players of both teams, LeBron, Steph Curry, they're both from Akron, Ohio, born in the same hospital. This is also the 71st season of the NBA. Remember, opening day was on a date with 71 numerology. It was the same day as Game 1 of the World Series. It had been 71 years since the Cubs were in a World Series. 71 is the reflection of 17. Ohio's the 17th state. The NBA Finals this year are in 2017. NBA sums to 17. And the Cavs were also the 17th team to join the NBA. So there's just so much that lines up for Ohio this year that's why I've been very convinced since week 1 that the NBA Finals, or not even week 1, game 1, that the NBA Finals will likely be part 3 of the Warriors and the Cavs. And throughout the year, we've seen rituals between the two teams, which I've been documenting. They keep mixing Chicago into the narrative, which is tripping me up a little bit. I'm saying, are they telling us that somehow Chicago's going to sneak in? But I'll be really surprised if LeBron doesn't make it to game or his 7th straight NBA Finals this season, 2 in a row with Cleveland. However, people are putting noise in my ear that I need to look at the Pacers and the Celtics. Getting a lot of messages about the Pacers and the Celtics, so keep doing the work. I could be wrong, but I'm telling you what I keep seeing between the Warriors and the Cavs. So let's go back to this Andrew Bogut thing. Fractured tibia, using the alphabetic order, also sums to 137, which is the 33rd prime. Cleveland's 33. Both LeBron and James are 33 in reverse reduction. NBA Finals has the gematria of 33. This happened on March 6th, 3/6, kind of like 36. Cavaliers equals 36. You know, this symbolic incident, this player that was on the team that they faced in the finals the last 2 years joins them for the first game and gets injured right away. Break a leg is what I'm thinking. Is that how you say the phrase? Break a leg, like for good luck? I've never checked the gematria of that. Break a leg. King James. King James has a little overlap with break a leg, huh? You see what the 35 is what I'm looking at for the most part. There's overlap with the reduced and reverse reduced. Could be coincidence. Break a leg, King James. I'm just thinking about it. You know, go on the floor, break your leg right away. Did it really happen? We know pro sports is full of fake injuries. So anyway, Andrew Bogut, he's 32 right now, like LeBron. LeBron's birthday is December 30th, 1984. Andrew Bogut, November 28th. From Andrew Bogut's birthday to the injury's 98 days, that's the matches the gematria of chosen one. Somebody down in my comments pointed out that Andrew Bogut's full name in reverse reduction is also 98. Very interesting, 98 days after his birthday. But LeBron has chosen one tattooed on his shoulder, and LeBron gets a lot of chosen one tributes. You know, this man steps on the court to be a teammate of LeBron for the first time in NBA action, and he breaks his leg. In light of the fake Kevin Durant injury from just days ago, you know, I lean towards this being all part of the fake pro sports narrative, rituals by the numbers. From today's date to the start of the NBA Finals, which is June 1st, 2017, from the date of the injury, March 6th, to the start of the NBA Finals is 87 days, or a span of 88 days. The 88 pops out at me in regards to the Warriors. You can go back to the videos I put out July 4th, 2016. That was the day Kevin Durant became a member of the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors July 4th, 2016. That was 88 days after Steph Curry's birthday, and it was 88 days before Kevin Durant's birthday. Remember, 88 represents like the infinite loop of time. And just in case you haven't seen those videos, I'm going to show you why they had Kevin Durant join the Warriors on July 4th. Kevin Durant's birthday is September 29th, 929. Look at United States of America in Jewish gematria, 929. July 4th, the nation's birthday, Kevin Durant joins the Golden State Warriors. You know, there's some greater riddle here. But they had him do it on that date for a specific reason. So anyway, I'll keep my eye on the NBA. I haven't been watching, NBA games or really following. So if you're paying attention, for example, I have a guy who sends me text messages and he says, this past week I got almost every single game I bet on in the NBA right using the gematria. And he said, I'm pretty sure that the Celtics are going to be in the NBA Finals in the Eastern Conference based on what I'm documenting. So, if he just bet all week and got almost every single pick right, it sounds like he's doing something right. So I'll keep paying attention to what people are telling me. But the whole 47 thing and, the first NBA championship and what's going on with the Cavs and Warriors, the NBA is very predictable. If it did end up being the Celtics, here's what I would think about that. The Celtics have won the most NBA championships. They've won 17, like NBA. If the Celtics end up in the NBA championship, I'm telling you right now, bet on whoever the Western Conference opponent is. I don't think they'll let the Celtics win more than 17. I think that number is symbolic because NBA is 17. So, next story, keep this one quick. I put out videos on the early morning Republican Party headlines of March 6th. Later in the day, the Republicans unveiled their health plan. The Republicans and Trump largely ran on repealing Obamacare, getting rid of the mandatory paid-for health insurance, which I think is right because we shouldn't have to pay for mandatory health insurance. I don't want health insurance. I want health care. And our government uses that term health care when really they're in the business of health insurance. But health insurance is about profit. Taking care of people is about health. So health care is a misleading term, but that's what they've been saying, health care reform. And I find it so interesting that it was 45 days after Trump took office as the 45th president when one of the signature things they're running on, remember they said day one they were going to repeal Obamacare. Well, they didn't follow through with that, but now they're going to repeal it and replace it with something similar, which also sounds like a joke. But don't forget, people, Obamacare, as it's been called, it's a Republican plan. It's Mitt Romney's plan. It came from the Republican Party. So is it any surprise that the Republicans are going to repeal it and replace it with something similar? The two parties always give people different rhetoric, but almost effectively govern the same. Typically, when Republicans are in office, what happens is poorer people end up taking on more of a tax burden. So Republicans are better for the very rich and not really better for anyone else, and in fact make expenses more for, the poorest people, which is the majority of the country. But the differences are just marginal. Both parties are awful. I'm just always amazed by how poor people are duped into voting for the Republicans. They don't see through the lies. They come around every election cycle. The empty promises. We're going to cut taxes, they'll yell in the mic, and then you look at the fine print. Yeah, not for you. Your taxes might go up. They're cutting them for their super rich buddies. But yeah, those cover the headlines for March 6th that we didn't already get to. Wish the news was better. I'll link all these posts if you want to go through this information, show it to friends and family, help wake them up. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.